Alright, this is gonna be a new this is gonna be a new segment and probably a new, well, it's gonna be a new video. That's the purpose of it. So I can talk about reading. There we go. Chase it with some coffee. I just started kind of getting back into reading, which I haven't been doing. Between playing Final Fantasy and watching LPs and not recording my own because I have Ocarina of Time. That's like the worst excuse for not recording. My dumbest excuse. Well, I have Ocarina of Time recorded that I can post every day. And I'm already halfway done with the LP. Well, for people who don't know, who aren't watching on my main channel, and are just subscribed for the Proton John occurrence vlogs. I'm posting episode 36 today, or 36 or 37, I don't remember which one, but it's the start of the water temple, which you're thinking, oh, that's more than half. Well, technically no, because I didn't do the fire temple yet, which is what Rodri asks, because right as I open the water temple in the beginning of the video, Navi's like, hey, listen. And I said, Rodri, I said, I bet it's going to be something about Death Mountain. And he's like, really? And I clicked on it, and Navi says, hey, have you seen that dark cloud over Death Mountain? And Rodri goes, wait, you haven't done the fire temple yet? And I went, nope. Chuck Testa. But yeah. So, because I've been doing, the thing that kills me now, looking back at it, is I did so much side quest stuff that I spaced the temples out really horribly. And hopefully that's fine for the fans. But anyway, I have Ocarina of Time done, but I'm like halfway done with that. Fire Emblem, I gotta be getting close to the end, because I was reading online. I kind of cheated. I read online to make sure I'm doing like pre-research to make sure that I'm not missing characters. So, you know, this light should have went out by now. Are my other doors open? Oh, this one is. Where is it? Nope, that's the wrong one. Someone was driving my car. Someone was. I wonder if this door is. No. So I checked the back door because oh my gosh, if someone was driving my car and they didn't know about that door, that'd have been fucking hilarious. That'd have been hilarious. Oh, that'd have been killer. That'd have been hilarious. Because this back door, okay, another tangent. Let me just tell this quick and then I'll get back to talking about, what the fuck was I talking about? Final Fantasy, reading. Oh, Ocarina of Time. Fire Emblem. Okay, this quick. This door, when you open it from the outside, the handle sticks. So he tries to close the door, it doesn't, and it like flops open because the door doesn't lock. So it'd been funny because when you turn, it'll open. But anyway, yeah, someone definitely drove my car because my passenger door was ajar. That's when my light wasn't going off. Because my light goes off right away. You saw when I closed the door. So. But yeah, I've been looking ahead on Fire Emblem to see how much farther I got to go. And Eliwood's Path is only 30 chapters, and I'm on chapter 19. So, almost 2/3 of the way through. But I'm looking ahead to make sure I don't miss characters. And someone messaged me asking about the one chapter that has 2 different characters you can get. There's actually 2 chapters that do that, I think. And he asked me if I was going to show both chapters. And I went, yeah, I'll probably show both outcomes, if I can do it right. I don't remember. So, I'll just do it my own way the first way, and whatever happens, then I'll do it the other way the next time. So, alright, so that's that. But anyway, reading. I was reading Aragon for a while, and then it got boring, so I gave that up. And then for Christmas, I got the Chronicle of Narnia series, which I want to read. And I haven't started that yet because I got the last 2 books for the Twilight series. And haters gonna hate, but I hear it's alright series. So, like, it's not terrible, like, bad, but I hear it's decent. So, and it's not really my thing, but I want to try it anyway, just because I like the whole one kind of creature versus another, like werewolves and vampires, versing each other, and then Bella gets caught in the middle. Plus, it's kind of romancy, which I haven't read really a romance book in a while. So, not because I want to get a hard on or anything. It's just that thing where it's like you don't see character development like that, where it's paced and it's not overdone. Like in Harry Potter 6, they just murdered the shit out of the whole snogging and people finding their relationships. It just killed it. I mean, that's not what Book 6 is about. No, Book 6 is about Voldemort, Book 7's about Severus Snape and the Deathly Hallows. So pissed. But anyway, that's my little rant. So I wanna, because I saw the first 2 movies, and they look good. So I wanted to read the books, because the books are always better than the movies. But anyway, I'm only like 2 chapters into Twilight, and like as I'm reading it, the movie's playing out in my head, but the book isn't pacing as fast as the movie does. But that's only because it's a movie, So, but hopefully everything pans out. So, I'm trying to see if like the characters match too, or whatnot. So, yeah, I'm reading that. So, pretty much what my plan for reading is, I'm going to read Twilight all the way through the first book. And then finish Aragon. Maybe. I don't know if I'll reread Aragon. It's kind of, rereading Aragon is kind of like rereading the first Harry Potter. It's like you've already read it once or twice. You don't really need to read anymore because the story hasn't gotten too complex yet. So I'm debating about whether I want to reread that whole thing over again, because the story is pretty solid. Aragon gets the egg hatches into Sapphira. Sapphira's his dragon. He meets Brahm, and then Brahm teaches him how to control magic as a dragon rider. And they get in a fight, and there's Urgles and a war, and Galbatrix is being an asshole. And then Brahm dies, and Sapphira gets bigger, and Aragon learns how to ride Sapphira. And then they fight, and then they go to the stronghold, and there's the Death Shade there, and Aragon kills the Death Shade, and then from then on he's called the Shade Slayer. And at the end of the book he curses some girl in the ancient language. That's pretty much the first book. So, that's really all there is to it. And he gets a cool sword from Brahm, which in the second book gets stolen by Murtagh, who at the end of the book you find out is his brother. And then Murtagh slashes him in the back, and Aragon almost dies. So, but it's pretty cool. But like the first book is just all like intro. The second one is almost like reading the second half of Fellowship of the Ring, because it's got the same, like, I guess you would call them species, but the same tribes. It's got the dwarves, and it's got the elves and the humans, and it's got the, like, what else is there? I mean, you got the Urgles and Galbatrix and the Dragon Riders and whatnot, and the Slayers and all that stuff. It's almost like Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's almost like Christopher Paolini pulled right from Lord of the Rings. Like there's not hobbits, really. There's not really any hobbits. So it's not really Lord of the Rings, but you have wizards and elves and dwarves and humans and knights and castles and underground ways and whatever. And they speak Elvish. There's Elvish, and there's Dwarf, the Dwarvish language. But then, in the Inheritance series, there's also the ancient language of Alagacia. So that's like new. Ugh. But anyway. But after Twilight, I'll probably reread Eldest, the second book in the Inheritance series. And then read New Moon. And then finish reading Brissinger. And then read Eclipse. And then the Chronicle of Narnia series. And then Inheritance. And then New Moon. So. Or I might just read each series in order. I might just go Twilight series, Inheritance series, Chronicles of Narnia. Actually, I'll probably do Chronicles of Narnia in between. Because Twilight is going to take a little while. Chronicles of Narnia will be really fast. I can read the Chronicles of Narnia in probably like a week and a half. Easy. So, because they're short books. They're only like 300 pages each, if that. 200? 250? I don't know, but there's 7 of them. So, Chronicle of Narnia. That'll go fast. And then Eragon, the Inheritance series. That'll take a while. Reading the Inheritance series is like reading books 4 through 7 of Harry Potter. So, because they're all about that size. Pretty much the Eragon series. Eragon, the first book, is about the length of The Prisoner of Azkaban. Eldest is about the length of Phoenix, the Order of the Phoenix. Brissinger is about the length of The Goblet of Fire, which is actually, book 4 is the longest in the Harry Potter series. To my knowledge, I do believe it's still longer than 7, by probably like a dozen pages. And then, by the looks of Inheritance, the last book, that looks like it's about the size of Deathly Hallows. So yeah, except for the first book, it's like reading the end of Harry Potter. So, and Harry Potter is a long series anyway. It's like, well, if you read the first 2 books in a day, easy. Sorcerer's Stone is really short. Chamber of Secrets is pretty short. Azkaban you can do in a day. Goblet of Fire you could probably do in a day if you didn't do anything. Order of the Phoenix you could do in a day. Once again, if you didn't do anything. So, and how fast you can read. When the Harry Potter books came out, book 1 took me 2 days. This is when I was in middle school. Book 1 took me 2 days. Book 2 took me 2 days. Book 3 took me like a day and a half. Book 4 actually took me 4 days to read because it was so slow in the beginning. Book 5 took me 3 days. Book 6 took me 2.5 days. I plowed the shit out of that book. I remember I got that book on a Friday afternoon and I was done Sunday night. Sunday night I was done with that book. I literally ate, slept, and read Harry Potter for 2.5 days. I could not put it down. And then 7 took me about 2 days. 2.5, maybe 3 days. I'll go with 3, just to round it out. Because I think that one I got like a Thursday morning, but I didn't read it until Saturday. Like Friday night I started reading it, and I had it done like Monday morning before I went to school. So I got back to reading because I like reading. It's just I read slow. Like I read really slow. Like I should upload like 5 minutes of me reading the first Harry Potter book that I recorded however long ago. I don't remember. If I still have it, I'll upload that. I'll also upload my thoughts on Twilight series. I kind of want to do the Let's Read, but you know what? I was doing it wrong. The Alex Day guy wasn't actually reading the chapter on screen. He was just like giving his little opinions like every 3 or 4 chapters. So I might do that. So I'll do that. Like, just take notes, mental notes, stuff down. Maybe I'll like put pencil in the books, whatever. I'll give like my little thoughts on what happened. So, because the chapters for Twilight are only like 25 pages long, they're pretty short. So, there was this series this gal at Walmart was telling me about. I don't remember what it's called. It was like the Sword of something. Sword of Seals? Fire Emblem? Sort of Might? Sort of Might, Shine? Sort of Shine? I don't remember. I'll have to Google it. If someone can think of it. Pretty much what it was, the girl was telling me, is these books are like 1,200 pages long. And it's a series of like 13. Each book is obnoxiously long. She was telling me about it. She said it's kind of a crossover between Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Roughly. Because there's wizards and magic. But there's also like the Middle-earth style, King Richard, medieval kind of setting. Middle-earth. So yeah. She's like, oh yeah, you should read that one, whatever. I remember a series that was really big when I was in middle school was the Redwall series. And I read like the first 2 books of that. That's an interesting series for anyone out there who's in middle school. It's like oh shit, what's that movie? Tales of Nim? Is that the one? It's kind of like that, but it's medieval based. It's really cool. It's like watching. It's like reading Monty Python and the Holy Grail, minus the British humor, and all the characters are animals. It's a good series for kids. It's really mild. It's not really violent. I mean, it's like kid violence. There's a war and fighting, and everybody gets knocked down, or something like that. I don't think any characters really quote die. Oh, God, I'm burping up that McDonald's. I had 2 Egg McMuffins and a hash brown and coffee, and I thought it would be more. It was only $5. I looked at my receipt. I wish I hadn't thrown it away. Because the McMuffin sandwiches are like 2 something each. Egg and ham McMuffin. It's like 2 something a piece. And I got the medium meal, or the small meal, the small coffee. And I asked for another McMuffin. And I was like, all right. And she says it was 4.46 or 4.60 something. Anyway, I looked at my receipt. My second McMuffin was only 46 cents. I didn't get it. I don't know what's going on. But I think what it is because they're running this whole, like, you were the Egg McMuffin of, the Egg McMuffin of girlfriends, or the Egg McMuffin of cars, or something. Making out the McMuffin to be really good. They are tasty, but they're not that good. I mean, I can make a better McMuffin on my own in my kitchen. Give me an English muffin, slice of ham, piece of cheese, and a fried egg. So, I'm really not that cold. I would love to keep vlogging. I'm running out of stuff to talk about, though. Someone seriously must have drove my car. Someone must have drove my car. That's the only thing I got. You know what, too? My wheel's locked. My wheel never locks when I pull in. And you know what, too? It's turned. My wheel is turned. That means that someone backed in. Someone backed in. Because when he towed my truck, we just dropped it in. We didn't turn in or anything. My wheels were straight. I'm gonna check my wheels when I get back outside. See what they look like. See if they're turned. I mean, I've still got a half a tank of gas. I don't know. Maybe they just came out and did something. I don't know. But I was swore 116, 118 was the mileage I told the guy. So maybe my wheels just locked up when I got out. Well, my passenger door was open. I'm paranoid now. I'm paranoid. I really am. I'll just lock my car when I leave. So my keys aren't in here. You know what? I should just lock my car anyway, even if I did leave my keys in here, because I have a spare key. I showed you guys my spare key. My spare key. Also, random fact, I had to dig my camera out of Tim's bag. His electronics bag. I didn't even know he brought it with him. Because he brought his flip, but I didn't know he brought my camera. Which is good, because I got paranoid if I would have wanted to vlog while he was gone. I was freaking out while I was like, oh, it was right here. It was in his bag. With like all his other MagFest stuff. His like bead art and DS games. 3DS and those games. Chargers, phone charger, MP3 player. I don't remember what was all in there. It was dark. And I think I'm going to go in and read, actually. Read some Twilight. Lay in my bed. Oh, lay in my warm bed. Oh. I can actually lay in my bed and be warm. So I can't put my laptop on top of my blankets because it overheats. I can just lay in my bed and wrap myself up in my blankets and just have my arms hanging out to hold the book. Oh god, that sounds so awesome right now. I wouldn't even care if I passed out reading. I wouldn't even care. I would just be happy I was warm. Yeah, that's it, guys. I'm gonna lock my door on my way out. Oh, maybe I'll just sleep in my car. What do you think, guys? Just turn my light off and just here. I'll just, you know, just do this deal. Just right there. The frost will keep the light out partially. Sounds like a good idea. I could even recline. Just pull my seat. Where's my lever? Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm down. Alright. Good night, guys.